I am using our MagicBooking test environment. I'm going to go firstly through the parents' evening setup. So I'm going to create a parents' evening activity. Then we are going to make a parents' evening booking. So we are going to book the slots for our children. And afterwards, I would explain and show you how we can see the registers for parents' evening. Okay, so the way of creating parents' evening is under the menu activities, the same way that we do for any option that we create on the system for parents to book. So under our menu activities, we are going to set up our parents' evening sessions. So I have some examples here already. I even have a parents' evening created on the system, but I'm going to do one from scratch. So in order to add a new parents evening session, we need to create one. So there is a plus button at the top right to create a new one from scratch. I'm going to click on it and I'm going to start filling in the form. So those of you that are familiar with the activity setup, this is exactly the same. You go through all the steps and you fill in the form. Once you're done, you always click next at the bottom. So let's start. I'm going to pick up an emoji. I'm going to put a book or so parents evening. So let's pick up this one. And the name of the activity is going to be named parents evening. Then those of you who have more than one location, please select from the drop down, or if you only have one, you would only see one. So this is my location that I have selected for today. The activity type I would like to be individual sessions, and here I have, oh sorry, not this, it should be parents evening, apologies. And here the category is always going to be populated based on the activity type. Now we have the options to specify and to restrict access to the classrooms that the parents evening is going to occur. So if you would like to have, or if you have different days for different classrooms, I would recommend you to repeat this as many times as needed. If it's a whole day for throughout different classrooms, you can keep one single parents evening activity as I am doing and put all the classrooms here below. This is what I'm going to do. So I have 4 classrooms as an example. I have a frog, mosquito, and lizard, for example. So these are the 3 classrooms that are going to have parents evening event on the same day. Whoever is out of this classroom does not belong to the classroom, won't be able to see the activity. So bear this in mind. This restricts access, meaning that it can be hidden from those that um, do not attend this classroom. So you can add description and information. I'm just going to put here parents evening, but you can add, for example, the name of the teacher, anything that is relevant for you and for the parents to know. So I'm happy with it. I'm going to click next. And I have to decide or set the system on which date is going to happen. So I'm going to pick up a date in November, let's say the 12th of November. I am happy with this Friday. And I will now set a start time. So this start time and end time will be when the sessions or when the teacher is going to receive the parents and the last time available. So then we can decide how long the sessions are going to run for. So in one go, we can create the sessions for the whole day, basically. So I'm going to say, for example, it's going to start um, at 2 o'clock and it's going to end at 6, for example. And I want the slots to be done or the bookings to be for 10 minutes. So the system will create sessions of 10 minutes from 2 o'clock to 6. Basically, that's it. If there is a need of having a break, you can add the minutes. So, for example, if I put here 5 minutes, the system will create sessions of 10 minutes with 5 minutes apart. Basically, that will be it. And then we can set up the reminders. So, depending on which one you choose, the parents will receive a notification 24 hours before the session starts, before the booking that I have made. So you can decide if it's email, SMS, if you have SMS on the system, or both. Okay, but please bear in mind, if you do not have SMS purchased, you won't be able to send SMS to parents, of course. So I'm just going to do via email, and obviously I would like parents to cancel. So if something has changed, or if they have two children and they cannot attend the time that they previously had booked, it would be helpful if the parents could manage that session, so allow them to make alterations. If you are going to send reminders to parents, you have here the option to put in the text that you would like to be sent to them. So 24 hours before the session that I'm going to book, an email is going to be sent to the parent, and here I could put in some notes. I'm saying, please do not forget your appointments, for example. Okay, so I'm just going to confirm by clicking next that I'm happy with it, and we can see now how is the system going to create our session. So in one go, I have 3 classrooms created. The first time is here. Let me just expand the session so we can see all of them, because at the moment I'm just seeing 10. So here we go. So the first slot available is from 2 o'clock. The last one is at reaching 6 in the afternoon. So as I said as well, these are the 5 minutes apart that the system has created. So the buffer is working by giving the last, between the last session and the first session, 5 minutes. If you don't need, you just leave it blank and the system will create them. So will be the same end time and the same start time will be here. Okay, so as I have as well 3 different classrooms, this has been already populated from the information that I have previously added. But if you would like to change the text depending on the classroom that you would like the parents to see, you can have a customized field for each classroom, which you can update if needed. So we have added our details. We have selected the date is going to happen. Now we have the confirmation of the slot. The next stage, by clicking next, I am going to create a register or choose if I need a register. So on the step 4, we can add a register name. So this is the same as we do for our activities in general. I'm going to put parents evening register. And here will be helpful if you need to add the head teacher's email address. So they will receive the register by default. Okay, so if you do not need, I'm just going to put in my email, and you will receive the registers on the date that you have bookings coming in. So this is a session in November. I'm adding the register today. I do not expect the register to be sent today. As long as I have bookings, it will be sent on the days that the bookings are going to happen. On the right-hand side, we have the time that we wish the register to be sent to us. So our session, for example, is starting at 2 o'clock. So I'm going to put the register to be sent at midday. And here I'm going to remove some of the options that I do not need to be sent to me. So I do not want to know the age group, or I do not want to know the classroom. So I'm just, sorry, the allergies. So I'm going to remove all the options and just leave the classroom, the parent, and the child. Session, the parent, and that will be it. So this is what the information that I need for my register, because it's very straightforward. I am happy with that. I need to click add here. There is a green button. So I have a confirmation for my register, which is going to be sent at midday to this email address. If you need to edit this, if you need to include more registers, you can repeat the process or simply edit the existing one. So I'm going to move forward by clicking next. And on the last stage of my setup, I can confirm how this is going to look like. So I have a parents' evening activity. These are the slots that I'm happy with. I do allow parents to cancel, and I have an active email that is going to receive the register. At the bottom, you could publish the activity straight away or choose a time that is going to be set to parents. Um, this would be then populated by the system automatically, but I would like to show you how this looks like, so I'm going to publish straight away. So now that I have created my parents' evening, it's going to be for a date, the 12th of November. I have all the option, and this is a layout for a normal activity. So it's a parents' evening, but if I go to my activities list, I should see it there listed as well. So this is my parents' evening session on this day and is live. So what I would like to show you now and how we will see this and how this looks like. So I'm going to open in a new tab. Please bear with me. And I'm going to log in as a parent. So you are familiar with this. This is the parents website. I'm going to go to the booking activity menu to choose my slot. I am going to go to my location because I created one for this, and here it is. So under Bishop's Garden, I have my parents' evening, which I did for Friday, and is going to be running on the 12th of November. So the parents that have children attending these classrooms should be able to see it. I'm going to book now, and these by default are the two children that I have attending the classroom. So I have Christina attending Mosquito, and I have Maria attending the Lizard class. Then here I could choose because I can see all the slots that I have prepared in advance. So I am familiar with that, but the parents obviously will need to read and confirm which dates they need. So I'm going to book one child here at 3, and I'm going to book the other child, for example, at half 3. So these are my two children attending my parents' evening. I'm going to click next, and here I should have a summary of my slots. So two children have been booked in. These are my sessions. I simply confirm the slots. And that will be it. So my children are now booked for two sessions of parents' evening in two different classrooms at different times. So if the parents wanted, they could book them separately. There is no need to have them both into the same as I have just done. So what I'm going to go and show you now is the register for these sessions. And once I finish that, I will go and answer your questions. So let's go back to the backend and let's look into our register. So the registers, as you know, are under the menu center. It will be the same as a regular register. And I'm going to click on the register menu. And here I'm going to see the location. So I know that I booked this area. This is my location, and here I have my parents' evening. So as you know, by default, the register is going to be, I was going to have today's date populated. I need to change the date that the session is happening if it's different. So mine is going to be on the 12th of November. And here we go. So we have our register for parents' evening. I can see Maria, I can see Christina, and if they have attended, the teacher can just set this as present and the child is here confirmed. If needed, be either before or after the session, this information can be printed out, can be extracted from the system. So you have a button, well, actually two buttons, one for a spreadsheet and the other one for a PDF. So I'm going to show you how this looks like. Please remember that I do selected the options that I wanted. So these are the register options that I have confirmed that I would like to be included in my register. So that's why you only see this 6 columns or 5 columns. So that's why it is here. So I have the classroom, the slot, the child's name, and the parent's name, and that will be it. Because I downloaded this after I have marked this child as present, the system automatically fills in this information for me. The PDF is very similar. So let me show you how it looks like. I have 2 pages, one and as an example per each classroom, with the same information, the slot, the child's name, and the parent's name, and if they have attended. So if you need to extract this or export this after the session has ended, you have all of those that have attended or not. So that will be helpful, I guess. Um, so basically that will be it. So I showed you how could you create your sessions, how would your parents see them, and how then it will be added into the registers. I'm going now to go to the questions and look what you have asked. So in regards to lunch breaks for the staff, will the system give you the option for a longer break? Yes, Sharon, you can add the minutes that you need, or basically just put I put 5 minutes, but you can have a different slot. So you can create your morning slots, and then if you want, do them separate or go one by one. But basically, you can add an interval or you can add a buffer as you need it. So if you need a longer break, you add a longer break. In regards, Claire is asking if we can add the teachers' names instead of the classroom names. I'm afraid not, Claire, because the classroom names at the moment, they work as a filter. So if you need the children, when they are registered into the system, depending if it's a self-registration or if it's an MIS integration, they will have the classroom linked to their accounts, and based on that information, it's going to be automatically assigned, and the activity is going to be visible. If you need to add the head teacher's name, you can create this, or you can add that information into the title or into the description. So you can add, for example, on the 12th of November, a session with Mrs. Smith, and the parents will see that into the description, where instead of, and this will be highlighted to them when they book. So L'Oreal, no, we have changed the way that the system is creating the sessions. So now we can create all of them in one go. So L'Oreal was asking if you had to do them individually for Parents Evening for every activity before, but now we have changed this into the new version. So now it's more straightforward, and it's quicker to do. So let's move on to the next question. So Emma is asking if the parents have the option to book more than one slot. No, they can only book one per each child. So they will book, as you saw, I booked one for my children. If I would like to tick another checkbox, the system will automatically untick the previous one. So basically, I can only select one of the sessions that I need. I cannot select more than one. But if I select one and then I need to change, you have the options to allow parents to cancel, and they then can amend the session if they cannot attend at the time they thought they could. And let me just look at the last questions we have. So Emma is asking, how do teachers see the details of who they have booked in on the parents' evening? So the teachers can see it on the register. Keep I just kept the least information that I needed. So I only have, as you can see here, the child's name and last name. But you can add as many information as you need into the spreadsheet, and then you can download, and the teacher will be able to see it. But when I did my setup for my activity, I chose just to have this information here. But you can keep all the child's details. You can have the all the information basically as a regular register. So this information can be customized. I simply chose to have this information only. So I hope this answers your questions. Oh, I still have another one, sorry. So, yes, so someone is asking if we can amend once it has been published. You can, depending on the information that you like to amend. Please bear in mind that if you have bookings and then you change the time, or if you change the date, you need to cancel those that were previously happening, because then they are no longer happening. So if you made a mistake, for example, and you created a session for the 12th, as I have done from 12th of November, and then the sessioning is happening on the 22nd, you need to cancel all the bookings that you have, or allow the parents to cancel and then rebook it. But you can always make amendments, but you need to bear in mind that there are consequences to the amendments that you do. So Emma is asking if the head teacher or the teachers will see all the classes, or they will only see their class. So it depends how you create the parents' evening, Emma. So for my example, I created two different classes into the same register. But if you separate them, if you create one for lizard, for example, and then you create a parents' evening for mosquito, so two separate registers will be created, and then the teacher will just see the ones that belongs to her or to him. Okay, so the teacher will see what you based on what you previously created. I created more than one classroom into the same parents' evening module, but if you would like them to be separate, you can create as many times as needed, as per teacher as needed. I hope it answers your question. So Sharon is asking a question, but I'm not sure I'm understanding. Apologies. So I don't know if you can rephrase this, Sharon. So Sharon is asking if we can share a report with the parents on the system that they click on the booking. I'm not 100% sure what you mean. Sorry, apologies. Can you retype and rephrase, Sharon? I'm not understanding. Or if you would like to contact us on the help desk and ask this question, I'll be maybe I can escalate to someone that will know the answer, because I'm not quite understanding exactly what you mean. So if you don't mind, I think will be helpful if you could just contact us on the help desk by raising this question and giving more examples, or in a more detailed way. You can do it by emailing to support@magicbooking.co.uk, and we'll get back to you as soon as we can. I don't know if you have any other questions that you guys would like to ask. We still have some minutes left. Okay, we have a new one. So Emma is asking if the reminder will have the time slot on their emails. I believe so, because we changed all of this way of the system and we improved it. I haven't received one myself because I'm doing this, and obviously it will only be sent the day before, on the 11th of November. I do believe so. I can double check with the team, but I would assuming that yes, it will have the time that they have booked, or at least the booking details that they have done, so they can confirm. But the parents can always go to their accounts, confirm the booking. So by going to the bookings area, as I'm showing you now, the parents can always confirm the bookings that they have made. So by going into my bookings, you can see here the bookings that I've made for my children. I can confirm the slots and when it was booked, so the dates that I have booked. But I will double check again, Emma, with the team, if this is something that we add into the notification email that is sent to parents.